We're at Cleo's in Brooklyn, New York, which is in the Bushwick neighborhood just off the L train. This place is super cute. There's so many tables inside for you to work on your project. They have tons of yarn and a cafe. Let's go check it out.
Hi, welcome to Cleo's. I'm Paulina, one of our full-time staff members.
And we're gonna take a tour. Okay, let's start back here. What do you have going on?
So over here, we've got our plant fibers. In the summer, it took up this entire wall, but as we're moving into the colder months and doing more sweaters and chunkier yarns, it's kind of shrunk down, but it goes from worsted weight all the way down to like a sport fingering before it switches to some of our hand-dyed mohairs and fingering weight wools.
Nice. What is this one here? Because I don't think I've seen this before.
Yeah, this is from Woolerton Estate. It's their Cousin Benny hand-dyed mohair.
Oh.
We're actually really low right now, but should be restocking because it sells out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
People have gotten sweater quantities of it, and it works up really beautifully.
I love that. Where are they based? Do you know?
Canada.
Canada. Okay,
in the great land of Canada. That's the most I know. And then we've also got Loop Fiber Studio over here. They're from upstate New York. They're these really amazing marled yarns in like opposite colorways. The go-to is the yin and yang, which is the black and white, where the name comes from. And it is so gorgeous worked up. Over here, we've got it in a hood with the Ito mohair, and it is just so beautiful.
I love this yarn. I've used the pink, actually this pink before for a sweater. It came out so good.
Yes, it's lovely. And then we've even got some waifu down on the end.
Oh, nice. And where are they? They're in
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Very
They've got some really, really lovely yarns as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So we've also got our Ito tower of some other mohairs that we kind of just have all in there right now.
It's like a candy bin.
A very nice candy bin. And then if we jump to the other wall.
Yeah, let's go here.
Past our lovely red door of bathroom. We start in our DK. Amano Yarns is one of our go-tos. That's kind of most of our DK right now. And there's Sami, Marla, and the Eco Puna and Puna, which is this just alpaca that I'm obsessed with.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really soft.
It's so soft. And they've got some really cool like traceable dye processes on the dyed yarns. So there's a QR code you can scan and find out like the whole process of it being dyed.
Amazing.
Which is, I think, pretty cool.
Definitely.
And then we move into our worsted weight, past our waifu, which is lovely.
Lots of wool folk.
Love
that.
Really great wool folk. We've got even some samples out of the wool folk because it's so great. All yarn is so great. Even into more loop, which is more worsted weight, before we jump into the chunky. And all of this is going to be wool in varying ply styles. We've got some single ply, we've got chainette, even this, it's not, I don't know if it's actually boucle, but it's
like a teddy bear.
Yeah, it's like boucle, twisted, spun, I don't know, but it's great. It's very
nice.
I always call it scrungly because it's a good identifier of, yeah, it looks scrungly, but like in a good way. So as we move into the chunky, we've got more of the beautiful, beautiful Malabrigo. I love, it's their chunky. Love that. More of the waifu, which is spectacular. This is my current favorite colorway. I actually don't know what it's called. I love a green. Green is my favorite color, so if there's a green colorway, I will probably love it. And then we've got the Woolerton, the Fluffy. It is so lofty. I can't really figure out what the ply structure is because it's not like a blown yarn, but I'm getting too in the weeds. It's just beautiful. It's lightweight while being cozy and warm, and I'm a little obsessed with it.
Super cool. I like that color.
Yeah, it's really great. And that comes to the end of our wool wall.
Awesome.
Then we've also got some over in the center of the shop. Okay. So here we have our Loopy Mango. They're based upstate and have these really lovely chunky yarns with the
Yes.
merino number 5 down at the bottom and
That's
these
this
enormous donuts. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's just squishy and lofty and wonderful.
Spicy hot pink is what
Spicy
this one's
hot
called.
pink is a very good name for that colorway.
And this is fun too.
Yeah, this is a mohair and wool blend that works up to about a worsted weight, I believe. This sweater is made out of it.
Oh, nice.
So you get that fuzziness from mohair without having to use 2 yarns.
Mm-hmm.
And it continues over here. We've got some Germantown from Kelbourne. It's one of my coworkers' favorite yarns to evangelize about because they have such a deep history going back over 100 years.
Really?
Like the producer has changed a couple of times, but it's still made in essentially the same way it's been for a really long time.
That's
and it comes in all these lovely colors. I love the word lovely.
It looks really nice up here.
Yeah, it's all really nice up there. Yeah, so this is Loopy Mango Dream. It's the worsted weight equivalent of the merino number 5.
Nice.
Just as spectacular and chunky feeling without having to be a super bulky weight.
Very cool. Okay, so tell me
Yeah.
about this area because like this is the best. Having all of these tables.
These are our classroom tables.
Oh my gosh.
We splurged on some expandable tables when we moved in here, and they can be reconfigured 1,000 different ways, and it's so great. Being able to do split tables for like the workshop / make-alongs are really great, and for weaving we have a different way it gets set up, but it's really awesome having this much space to work with when you're doing classes with so many people.
Yeah.
And they also work great for our happy hours or for when people come in and just sit and knit, because you can have like a clump of people over here and then a clump of people over there, and we've got coasters for everyone and notions towers.
I know, these are cool.
Yeah. I started calling them that at some point because I didn't have a better word for them, but we've got different tools that, you might have at home, but maybe forgot when you brought your project
Exactly.
in. So you can use some try-it-on tubing. You can weave in your ends with our needles. Even we've got scissors in there, just free to use. Even like bring one, take one, stitch markers.
I love that. Yeah, stitch markers. You got
They grow legs. I swear they grow legs and walk away from you and laugh the whole way.
Exactly.
This was our original table from our last shop. It's even got some stains from like dye workshops that we did, which is really cool to see. And it was interesting when we moved, the regulars, even with all the other options, still came and sat at this table.
That's so
So
sweet.
eventually we were like, let's encourage them to use our couches, our really lovely couches. I actually have the same model at home. I like this couch a lot. But we've got even more notions towers over here, and people will come and sit and knit or read. I have a friend who brought their parents in when they were in town, and her mom does needlepoint. So her mom was needlepointing, her dad was reading, and she was working on a sweater. Aww. So it was just such a lovely thing while I was like puttering around doing my work. And I was like, oh, little family moment.
Out.
Yeah, it was really great.
So
and
nice.
we also keep all of our books over here.
Okay.
So sometimes I don't know if people realize that they're for sale, but we've got a whole bunch of books of wonderful patterns and references. I'm trying to stop myself from buying another sock book. I already have a couple, but there's one calling my name, and it's right over there.
And then your cafe.
Yes, our little cafe.
It's so cute.
Lovely grouting done by the Cleo.
Oh my gosh.
Like, really great job here.
What is this color? Is it orange or red? Like, I don't know.
This one's red. That one's orange.
Yeah.
The outside is red. We've got a very warm palette going on.
I love it.
But yeah, this is our little cafe that we love so much.
What kinds of things do you serve here?
We do coffees and teas and matcha.
And you have like little baked goods and
yeah, we have baked goods. They're all vegan, so really great for anybody. One of them is even gluten-free if that's a dietary requirement. Got nice little tea alternatives as well that are these really cool like herbal infusions. And when we were speaking with our rep about them for coffees and teas, he was like, and then you get a little snack at the end because there's dried fruit.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got little pieces of dried fruit. And he was so jazzed about the dry fruit in it being a little treat that I was like, okay, we have to get this. Like a drink and a snack. I love that. So right next to our cafe, we have our free shelf. We also call it the free library, free craft supplies. These are all donated from community members. Like I've even brought in yarn that didn't speak to me anymore, so people can grab it secondhand. I know a couple of the students down at the high school down the street will come in specifically to like pick up a couple things from here. We've got like textile paint and dye and needles, yarn, scraps. It's a great place to de-stash things you're not totally in love with anymore, and it usually flies off the shelf when we're like, oh, we spruced it up, it's all tidy, and then the next day everything's gone, which is great because then we can put more stuff out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down with Cleo, the owner of the shop, and we're going to get to know you a little bit more.
Okay.
So can we start with what you're wearing?
Absolutely. So this is one of my own patterns. And we use it in our sweater workshop that we do a couple times a year. It's just like the most basic raglan in a bulky weight. So very good for people who have never knit a sweater before.
Do you remember what yarn you used?
Yeah, it's Malabrigo Chunky. It's on the wall right over there.
Nice. Oh, great. Yeah. I love that.
It's a classic. Like, it's just super easy to use. They have really good colors. Malabrigo is so popular. I mean, yeah.
Their colors are great. I feel like you're wearing like Cleo's red.
Yes, this has also been my favorite color for many years. And I needed to paint everything this color when we moved into this space.
And it looks fantastic.
Thanks.
So I want to know more about the history of the store.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't start in this location, but you're still a relatively new shop. So can you kind of like walk me through like from conception to these locations and you know how you got here?
Absolutely. So yeah, we started in a smaller location, just a 15-minute walk further into Williamsburg. And it was a starter space for sure. It had like a shared bathroom and loud neighbors, and it was much smaller. But I wanted to open, and I was like, that's the way to do it. So we opened there, and about a year and a half later, we had the means and we were ready to just dive in and move to a bigger spot. So then we came here and we opened in this space in July.
Oh, so, okay. So you've only been here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's still very new. Although it feels like it's been a long time, just because so much is, you know, how time gets weird when there's so much going on.
What was this space, do you know, before?
This space is one of those spaces that's been a lot of different things over the years. I mean, the building's like 100 years old. Oh so gosh. I don't even know how far back that goes, but I know in the recent past, there's been like a nail salon, like a surf skate shop.
What?
Other people have mentioned other things, but they're always so random, and I'm always like, oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know.
So what all did you have to do in here to like make it a yarny space?
Ooh, well, we did a lot. My dad came out and helped, which was really nice. He helped to open the first shop too. We like built all the pegs and the shelving.
No way.
And in this space, the big thing was painting the floors because they were like a really weird sparkly color, which was cool. And I almost kept it. And then I was like, you know what? I want to paint it weird green instead.
I love it.
Yeah, we built the cafe counter. We had to install the sink and do plumbing under there. We added tile to a lot of stuff. That was really fun. I had never put in tile before, but I like learning those random little things.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I noticed when we were walking up that there are apartments above you. And I'm like, wait, that's actually my dream to live above a yarn store.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, I think a lot of people have the like, oh, I want to live above a coffee shop. I want to live above a bar. I'm like, no, living above a yarn shop, right? But we also have the coffee, so it does work out. Yeah, actually, the regulars, the neighbors that we have who live upstairs are so sweet. Aww. They started talking to us as we were painting the outsides, and so people would walk past and just start chatting with me. A lot of them like just bring our mail in for us. It's a really nice energy in this neighborhood.
That's super cool here. So actually, speaking of, I want to know more about the community here and some of the things that you do.
Yeah, I love everybody. All of our regular customers are really creative, genuinely kind people. The reason we have leaned so heavily into community events since we opened is because of them. Like everybody was saying, hey, I want to have a space where I can come and spend time with my project and meet other people. And so from the very beginning, I would host craft circles, and I thought that I would need to like facilitate conversation or have conversation starters or or something. I don't know, but everyone would just sit around the table and just chat with each other. Like it was the most normal thing in the world. And I feel like that's not that common, right? You can't go to a coffee shop and sit down next to someone and just start chat. Like they're probably going to be like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
And same thing with a bar. Like you'd think of those places as social places, but there's not really an etiquette. But here people will sit at the couch and start knitting and someone else will sit next to them and they'll start chatting and they'll be chatting for hours with their projects. And it's so lovely. I see friends being made all over, which is really special.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of like kind of scheduled events and classes. What kinds of things do you have?
Yeah, our biggest thing is happy hour, which is our like nightly craft circle. It started out Friday nights in our old space. And then when we moved, we're like, you know what? All weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 to 9 now on Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays, and then 5 to 8 on Sundays. But then we also do lots of classes. We've got like the beginner stuff. So knitting, crocheting, rigid heddle weaving, tapestry weaving, punch needling.
Whoa.
And then we have advanced classes, or I just started an intermediate class too. So there's knitting 102, crochet 102, and then we have one-offs. We have workshops. So like the sweater workshop I mentioned, where half the people that come to those, it's more like a make-along. And they come, if they don't need any help and they just kind of want to be in the same space with the same people every week making something, they will come and work on their project. And then a few of the students will be learning for the very first time. So we have that for sweaters. We have that we did a vintage make-along workshop. We've got lots of sock classes. We're doing a cable workshop, like all sorts of stuff. We do new stuff all the time.
I love that. Now, what about for people who maybe don't live here in New York? Are they able to, just follow along with you or maybe shop online?
Yeah, I really love when people tell us that they're visiting and they came into the shop and that was one of the things they wanted to do. Like, it's like, oh, you thought of, yes, you were like, I'm going to New York. I'm going to go to Cleo's. Yes. Definitely if you're ever in the city, because New York is such a fun city to visit.
Absolutely.
There's so much to do here. So I encourage you to come by. And otherwise, yeah, we're big on Instagram. We post stories and stuff all the time, little polls and things. I definitely want to find more ways to get people engaged from far away. My employee Meredith runs Marxist Knitting Club here, and she's been wanting to like live stream it and then have the discussions kind of be available online as well.
Cool.
I think that's going to be cool. We're going to try to work that in.
That's what's fun about having like that online access now. It's
like,
you can become a part of a community and then maybe one day you get to New York and you get to like come be in person.
Yeah.
Which is the best.
Yeah. There's different layers and levels to it. We also have products on our website. We're always adding more. Not our entire inventory is up, but we're putting new things on there all the time. And I also really like putting together like little kit ideas or little yarn combo.
Yes.
We have a very popular pattern that I wrote that's just like a little triangle scarf that's like a mohair and a fingering weight put together. And so there's a little selector on our website. You can be like, oh, that color, those go together. Yes.
Absolutely. Now, what's something you're looking forward to coming up in like the next year or so?
Ooh, just getting our feet under us, I think. It's only been a few months here, so we're still getting used to the new space and all the people here, This time last year, I think I had 3 employees and they were all part-time. And now we have 4 of us that are full-time and 4 part-time, which is a lot. So like the community just in like who works here has grown so much. And so I'm really excited to be more settled in that and like have us all work on our own special projects and just kind of see what people come up with. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm more excited about other people's ideas. And so I'm excited for them to say like, hey, Cleo, I really want to do this thing. And I just get to say, yes, let's do it.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us here today.
Yeah, thank you.